for the right to experience peace.
Marvel and DC have a lot riding on 2026. After a year that ranged from decent to disastrous, it's tough to argue that fatigue isn't a factor. But true believers are holding firm that next year will fix everything. Spider-Man is going back to the streets.
You ready?
Supergirl is poised to build on Superman's momentum. And all eyes are on Avengers Doomsday, the ultimate test of Marvel's remaining muscle. The stage is set for box office redemption and a new path forward for superhero cinema. It's the end of the post-pandemic era, a once-in-a-generation chance for a fresh start. But if they mess this up, the genre might be truly cooked. Next year could be the last chance to save comic book movies and shows from their flop era. That's why we're looking forward to 2026, the make or break year for superhero media. And one caveat before we begin, all dates are subject to change.
You're gonna need a rain check on that dance.
Schedules can and likely will slip, but as far as we know, this is what's on deck for 2026. Let's start with the main event, Marvel movies. 2025 was not exactly the Marvel Cinematic Universe's finest hour.
No, we're just disposable delinquents.
None of the 3 theatrical films released under the Marvel Studios banner were the breakout successes Disney hoped for, and 2 of them were borderline catastrophes.
That didn't work.
Captain America: Brave New World was plagued by strike-related delays and extensive reshoots, culminating in a box office stumble that no one could spin as a win.
Holy
Thunderbolts Asterix was even worse.
The new Avengers.
The movie was good, critics and fans loved it, and almost nobody else went to see it. And that's a problem considering that Thunderbolts Asterix was designed to establish the new Avengers lineup that would lead us into Phase 6. And then there's the Fantastic Four. Marvel's flagship first family meant to kick off the new phase and pave the path to Doomsday.
It's clobbering time!
That's just in the cartoon.
It did not. The Fantastic Four's box office wasn't exactly dire, but it barely cracked $500 million and left fans mildly pleased and largely indifferent. Now, Doomsday has twice the work to do to win them back, which is an uphill climb heading into 2026.
New mask. Same task.
Marvel and Disney need to get their act together. And next year is their best chance to do it. There were only 2 movies on the docket for 2026, both of which have the potential to be bangers. First up, Spider-Man: Brand New Day, July 31st, 2026. Face it, Tiger, Spidey is about to hit the jackpot.
Here's your change!
No one ever lost their shirt betting on the Wedhead at the box office, and the Tom Holland incarnation has only climbed higher with each solo outing, to the point where No Way Home scored the 3rd highest gross of the entire MCU. Now, nostalgic blasts from the pasts were a key part in the film's success, which is a factor Disney definitely took note of for the future.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
The Spider-Man brand is massive right now.
It's what we do.
The last time Spidey was this popular, he turned the Pop-Tarts purple.
I never thought he'd really do that.
He's got 2 active, critically acclaimed movie franchises,
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
an animated show for older kids, and an absolute behemoth of a preschool phenomenon rearing a vast new generation that will only know of Miles Morales as Spin. The people demand more pictures of Spider-Man,
See you, chump.
and their standards are refreshingly high.
What the hell?
Sony's long, embarrassing attempt to spin off their own universe, complete with the sickening acronym SSU, hasn't really hurt Spidey's image.
What the
Morbius, Madam Web, and Craven all became internet punchlines.
It's Morbid time.
But audiences expect more from the wall crawler himself.
Do you know that I was the only one who believed in you?
There's a reason Tom Holland isn't much involved in the streaming side of things. Marvel wouldn't dare Disney Plus Spider-Man.
Well, you ain't gonna Disney Plus me. I ain't getting no Disney Plus.
Brand New Day has already banked a lot of goodwill in the run-up to release. The production has been fairly open for a big-budget blockbuster, deftly flooding social media with set photos from the streets of Scotland. As Tom Holland bounces on a practical rig in front of thousands of adoring Glaswegians. There's a lot to be pumped about. Peter's exciting, depressing new status quo, Tombstone, Mr. Negative, and other street-level surprises, and an incredible new costume that has upended the tier lists of Spidey suit sickos everywhere. The Hulk is involved, which seems kind of strange, but the MCU has earned the benefit of the doubt so far when it comes to Spidey. Fans are genuinely rooting for this film to succeed.
Yes! Yes!
Hey, big guy, quit moving around!
Sorry, sir. So sorry.
The Brand New Day's performance won't necessarily say much about the larger health of the MCU. Spider-Man has always been a thing unto himself, a box office draw regardless of his shared universe status. He's in his own Batman-esque bubble and largely immune to franchise fatigue. The real test of the MCU's durability will come later in the year with Avengers Doomsday, December 18th, 2026. Among the vast discourse surrounding the stagnation of Marvel films, one refrain has remained constant among the franchise's defenders. Just wait until Doomsday, bro.
Let's all go for a spin!
The next Avengers movie will fix everything, they said, return the MCU to its dominant place in pop culture, and bring back the days of dependable billion-dollar hauls. The dark days of Quantumania and the Marvels will be a distant memory as the comic book movie grows ascendant once more. Some call it prophecy, others call it cope. Either way, we'll know soon enough. Doomsday is nigh, and it has to deliver.
You know, I've never been the giving type.
Much has changed in the 7 years since Avengers Endgame, and the cultural landscape looks nothing like the one Marvel once ruled. Tragedy, controversy, and mediocrity has shredded Disney's Kang-focused multiversal vision. Doomsday is a billion-dollar audible, and it's coming in hot.
Oh my god, he's gonna say it!
Say what?
Avengers! Flame on!
Sorry, what now?
Actors from across the Marvel multiverse have remarked on the strange, disconnected process of filming green-screened cameos in isolation, working with unfinished scripts that left them unsure who they were even sharing scenes with.
Not quite sure. The script they haven't finished writing.
Everyone seems to be having a great time, but there's an undercurrent of chaos in the background that has been largely ignored. The script was written on the fly, and production only just wrapped in September of 2025. Reshoots are already looming, and VFX work will undoubtedly be a Goliath undertaking. There just isn't that much runway before the end of 2026, but if anyone could land this plane, it's Robert Downey Jr. RDJ and the Russos are back on board, fresh off an Oscar win and The Electric State, respectively. Going back to the well is a sensible, if somewhat sweaty move on the part of Marvel, and the off-the-wall idea to recast Downey as Doom is at the very least intriguing. What are they cooking? For the first time in a while, there's a genuine sense of rumor and mystery about a Marvel movie.
I need some, resolution to the last one. I need something to happen.
It really feels like anyone might show up.
On your left.
And unlike No Way Home, the studio has kept a decent lid on things. While there would certainly be more hype if Fantastic Four had successfully primed the pump, Doomsday has a very real buzz behind it. Most Marvel movies open huge as die-hard fans pile into midnight showings, but what they've lacked lately are legs, that zeitgeisty momentum that gets your coworkers into the theater. And since the new crop of heroes haven't exactly become household names, Disney is pivoting to the past to secure its future. Deadpool and Wolverine proved that there's still an appetite for an in memoriam montage send-off of the Fox-era X-Men cast, though Marvel Studios would be wise not to linger in nostalgia for long.
G'day, mate. There's nothing that'll bring me back to life faster than a big bag of Marvel cash.
The rise of Skywalker is a cautionary tale here.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
A bloated finale built on course corrections and callbacks that pathetically begged audiences to clap.
There are more of us.
Doomsday has all the ingredients to become a massive hit, but there's also a lot of ways it could go wrong. And the good news is, even if they utterly fail, Disney still has the nuclear option to start fresh with a universal shakeup in Secret Wars. That's more of a 2027 problem. We still got more to explore in 2026, including a pivotal moment for the distinguished competition. DC movies. James Gunn's Superman was, by all metrics, a success. It sparked conversation, made most fans pretty happy, and sold a lot of milk bones. The ticket sales weren't anything to write home and tell the folks about, but its relative trouncing of Fantastic Four left more than a few box office analysts with egg on their face. Corn Sweat and company had a huge task on their plate, but they pulled it off and delivered on the promise of a delightful new DC universe with plenty of room to grow. 2026 is a building year for the DCU. While Marvel unleashes its heaviest possible hitters, DC is adding to their solid foundation with two smaller, stranger films that both have the potential to surprise. First up is Supergirl, June 26, 2026.
Why did you move the door?
Millie Alcock's 30-second cameo as a thoroughly sloshed Kara Zor-El was one of the most viral, crowd-pleasing moments in a movie already packed with them.
Well, this is why he has behavioral issues.
No boundaries.
Just enough screen time to pique our interest in the drunken Kryptonian's cosmic odyssey.
Come on. Thanks for watching him, bitch.
Based on the modern classic comic run Woman of Tomorrow, Supergirl is shaping up to be an energetic space western in the vein of True Grit, which isn't really what you'd expect for the sophomore effort of a startup superhero franchise. Supergirl feels fresh and new and genuinely exciting, and it has every chance of becoming a Barbie-style 4-quadrant hit that breaks through to the mainstream.
You guys ever think about dying?
If Superman could turn a Noah and the Whale ditty into the song of the summer and make Lex Luthor shouting fighting game moves a meme, imagine what an army of obsessed teenage girls could do for Supergirl.
If I had any emotional capacity whatsoever, I'd be concerned about her partying.
Young women love going to the movies. Just look at the crowds for K-pop Demon Hunters and Taylor Swift. Between cosplay and karaoke, they're one of the few demographics that still treats theatrical releases as an event, as long as they're seeing something funny, stylish, and worth gushing about on TikTok.
Yeah, this plane's trashed.
The kind of appeal we're talking about doesn't come from tired girl power tropes, but genuine sincerity and sparkle. If Supergirl can capture those vibes, the DCU might have a sleeper hit on their hands. Now, Supergirl isn't the only out-of-left-field film that DC has in the works for next year. The only other cinematic swing comes in the globby wet form of a horror film called Clayface, September 11th, 2026. One of the most common ways to market a new comic book movie is to claim that it's a different genre.
Dinner and a show. This place isn't all that.
It's actually a heist flick. Well, this one's like a Shaw Brothers martial arts movie. It's not just a superhero film, it's a 70s paranoid conspiracy thriller. Spoilers, they all wind up with people in costumes punching each other and dodging colorful energy blasts. Clayface could actually be different.
You're seeing another villain already? I thought we had something special.
Journeyman horror maestro Mike Flanagan first pitched a Clayface film back in the DCEU days, inspired by the animated series episode about a Hollywood actor who melts into a muddy monstrosity.
See? I figured out how to manage this thing pretty good.
The concept was shortlisted as a Matt Reeves Batman spin-off until Gunn gave Clayface the green light as a canonical new entry in the DCU. Flanagan was no longer attached at this point, so director James Watkins of Eden Lake and Speak No Evil fame stepped in to bring the project to life, promising to lean hard into goopy, psychological body horror. The scary movies are more or less the only sure thing left at the box office, and the film's svelte $40 million budget gives it a legitimate shot at success. Watkins is a solid hand, but one wonders how much more enthusiasm there would be for Clayface if it was made by a more punk rock, buzzy horror director like Zach Kreger or Osgood Perkins. Now, before we move on to smaller screens, it's worth noting what's not on the DCU's platter. The Batman Part 2 was once scheduled for 2026 before another delay pushed it forward an extra year. Matt Reeves' standalone movie is set to finally start filming next spring ahead of an extremely tentative 2027 release date, at which point the young and inexperienced Batman, Robert Pattinson, will be 41 years old.
Stop! This is my boy! My boy!
Slow burn production or not, it's almost fortunate that Pattinson has quietly sidestepped a brutally crowded year. With Doomsday and Spidey sucking up all the box office oxygen, less flashy DCU projects like Supergirl and Clayface have the room to breathe and succeed on their own. Movie theaters are not the only battlefield where the future of superhero media will be determined. On the home front, several comic book-based streaming shows are on deck for 2026. So let's start with DC TV. The DC only has one show in the works for next year, but it's gonna be a big one.
Okay, the next thing is a big premiere HBO television series called
Lanterns, HBO Max, 2026.
I feel your fear growing.
Lanterns is the first live-action series developed from the ground up as a DCU joint, starring Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre as two space cops who find themselves shining a light on a murder in Nebraska. It's a grounded, gritty, prestige TV take on an inherently goofy space opera concept.
I've heard it all before.
With some serious talent behind it, including Watchmen's Damon Lindelof, comic writer Tom King, and Ozark producer Chris Mundy.
No, you look, I'm a Green Lantern lady. That means I took a vow not to get involved in politics.
Oh, that's part of the vow.
It's implied, yeah.
An implied vow.
DC has commendably stepped up their streaming game in recent years, putting the corny CW to pasture and focusing on high-quality adult fare like The Penguin and Peacemaker. They're making shows that your dad might watch, and nothing says falling asleep in the recliner like a rural police procedural. It's a smart move. With Lanterns, the studio hopes to continue their successful streak and establish a tone for the next few years of serialized DCU storytelling. There's a lot of pressure to hang on Lanterns, but that's probably preferable to the alternative as Marvel floods the zone with a half dozen overlapping projects that range from intriguing to
Simon Williams, reading for Wonder Man.
Oh yeah, that's still happening? So let's take a look at the state of Marvel TV.
And action!
The deluge of disastrous Disney Plus series has done serious damage to the MCU's reputation on the small screen. A parade of mediocre, forgettable shows trained audiences that Marvel's streaming output was neither special nor worthy of their time. Even as they grew more essential to the movie storyline. But why watch when you could get caught up with a quick trip to your favorite entertainment news website that just happens to be turning 30 in 2026?
Whoa.
Now, to their credit, Marvel and Disney have realized the error of their ways and pivoted to a quality over quantity approach. But that's not happening in 2026. So far, it's shaping up to be another year with way too much to watch. Some of these projects have been gestating for years, delayed by strikes and rewrites and corporate chaos as they finally limp toward release. A practice par for the course for modern Hollywood, which is the subject of one such cursed production. Wonder Man, Disney Plus, January 27th, 2026.
No one will have the balls to make another.
Marvel's love letter to the movie industry began development under Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton, envisioning Simon Williams as an actor gunning for the lead role in a superhero reboot, only to find himself with powers of his own.
Have you given any thought about casting?
This satire about the perils of modern filmmaking was itself swallowed by them. Wonder Man actually wrapped filming in April of 2024 and has been in the can, sitting on the shelf ever since.
That's not my process.
Well, the process can go blow a spider.
It's been a production plagued by accidents and behind-the-scenes jockeying that left it on the verge of outright cancellation. The meta premise is loaded with potential, especially if it's willing to poke fun at the Hollywood machine that Marvel helped create. But it also might be a little too soon for navel-gazing irony. It's hard to satirize an empire when you're still living inside of it and unable to really sink your teeth into its slow decline, far removed from the glory days of mainstream hits like WandaVision.
There is an opportunity to reimagine a whole genre of storytelling.
Speaking of which, let's talk about Vision Quest, Disney Plus, fall 2026.
What are you doing?
We're dismantling the most sophisticated sentient weapon ever made.
WandaVision was lightning in a bottle that became appointment viewing at a time when no one had anywhere else to go. 5 years and several streaming flops later, its follow-up Vision Quest faces a very different world. Starring Paul Bettany as the reborn White Vision, the series will follow his search for identity in what's sure to be a pleasingly trippy journey through his messed-up clanker brain. Original WandaVision writer Jock Schaefer departed the project during its drawn-out development and was replaced by Terry Matalas, the man behind the 12 Monkeys TV show and the fan-favorite third season of Picard.
Engage.
The showrunner switch-up could actually be to Vision Quest's benefit. Schaefer's own spin-off failed to capture the same viral spark as Agatha Harkness's first appearance in WandaVision.
I think I got there in the nick of time.
And our tastes have moved on from our collective bout of cabin fever, dissecting clues while desperate for distraction.
I can't feel you.
WandaVision thrived on novelty, which is not something Marvel has in large supply these days.
But a thing isn't beautiful because it lasts.
Instead, much like Picard, Vision Quest appears to be focused on yesterday's Enterprise.
The Enterprise D. But how?
Exploring the various AI assistants introduced throughout the MCU, including a returning James Spader as Ultron.
I had strings, but now I'm free.
That's not the only show that's bringing back old favorites in a bid to recapture former glory. There's also Daredevil, Born Again, Season 2, Disney Plus, March 4th, 2026. The first season of Daredevil Born Again was torn between a fresh start in the MCU and a beloved old continuity that fans refused to let go of.
God damn it.
For Season 2, Marvel has wisely decided to fully embrace its roots in their beloved 2015 Netflix venture, complete with the return of Kristen Ritter's Jessica Jones, a standout character from an earlier moment when Marvel streaming series actually mattered. Another relic of the peak Defenders era still going strong is John Bernthal's Frank Castle, who's getting his own Punisher special presentation, presumably to bolster his appearance in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
You call me the Punisher, ain't that right? The big bad Punisher. You want it?
Remove the witness.
I am the Punisher. I'm right here. You want it? I'll give it to you.
And that's about it for the canonical MCU experience in 2026, and we're not gonna lie, it's kind of a lot, and we're not even finished going through Marvel's larger TV output.
I see you got my message.
Did you remember that they made a show about Spider-Man Noir?
Well, it's kind of a long story.
Spider-Noir, MGM Plus 2026.
Maybe not that long.
Somehow, Sony managed to convince Nicolas Cage to reprise his Spider-Verse voiceover role in a live-action twist on the monochromatic vigilante. Divorced from the MCU and set in a unique Depression-era universe, Cage's take on the wall crawler as washed-up Private Eye Ben Reilly could wind up as the weirdest comic book experiment of the year.
Wherever I go, the wind follows. And the wind, it smells like rain.
Developed for MGM Plus and Amazon Prime, Spider-Noir hasn't exactly received the red carpet marketing rollout of a Disney Plus tentpole, which may not be the worst thing in the world.
Can't be that easy. It's that easy.
Giving Cage free rein to mug and chew the scenery in a standalone side project could give Spider-Noir the juice it needs to become a cult classic.
I don't understand it, but I will.
Or another Sonyverse embarrassment.
Come on.
That fades into streaming obscurity faster than you can say, he was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died. There's one more Marvel series worth talking about for 2026, and it's probably going to be the best of all. X-Men 97, Season 2, Disney Plus, Summer 2026. X-Men 97 returns for its second season in 2026 with the same cast and crew that made the first so special, minus controversial creator Beau DeMaio, who was dismissed by Disney before the show even premiered and hasn't stopped talking about it since. Animated shows rarely dominate headlines or drive water cooler chatter the way prestigious live-action series do, but X-Men 97 has proven to be an excellent exception. The all-grown-up revival of the classic Saturday morning series is a bright spot in a pretty bleak landscape of Marvel TV shows. Smart, emotional, and mature in ways that slop like Secret Invasion could only dream of.
You're just like your father. Just like them.
It's the smartest possible way to capitalize on nostalgia. Instead of de-aging old actors and green screening them in from their home offices, X-Men 97 brings the future to the past, and it might be the best thing Marvel has going right now.
Magneto lives!
Despite the stigma, Marvel's animated efforts feel more exciting than anything in the live-action pipeline, and quality stuff like X-Men 97 and 2027's Beyond the Spider-Verse might be the key to cementing superhero staying power. If Marvel wants to win back the young, anime-obsessed audience that thinks Ant-Man and Agatha all along are chopped and or unk, this is the way to do it. Hype moments and aura combined with excellent animation and sublimely Sakuga action sequences. It's the closest thing Marvel has to the breakout success of Invincible, which brings us to 2026's odds and ends. Invincible continues to punch above its weight class with the awesome animated series on Amazon Prime. With its fourth season set for 2026, we're only about halfway through Robert Kirkman's 144-issue epic, and the show continues to improve year after year, though it's high time they got a bigger animation budget.
Sorry, animation takes a long time.
Oh, I can't imagine how much work it must be for those fight scenes.
Yeah, those take a while, but we cut corners in other places to make it manageable. You ever notice that sometimes whoever's speaking has their mouth off camera so you never see their lips moving?
Huh, I didn't notice that.
Like a big red alien who returns from each defeat stronger than before, by the time Invincible reaches its own endgame, it might be the last superhero series standing. And while Invincible ascends, Amazon's other long-running superhero deconstruction gears up for its swan song. The Boys will bow out after its final season in 2026, closing the book on a landmark series that provided a much-needed release of violence and cynicism in the face of sterile superhero cinema's all-encompassing rise. Now, other than those outliers, All eyes are on Marvel and DC as usual, and each company is taking a very different approach to their strategy in 2026. Marvel is betting huge on seemingly surefire hits, busting out the big guns like Spider-Man and the Avengers while flooding streaming platforms with sequels and spin-offs. DC, on the other hand, is playing the long game with fewer, smaller projects with modest budgets and risky ideas designed to build something sustainable.
It's another day in the life of the Justice Gang!
Not our name. It's just a working name.
Could very well prove to be permanent, though.
Even their 2026 video game plans reflect these dueling philosophies of the two big superhero studios. Marvel is going full blockbuster with Marvel 1943, The Rise of Hydra, and Wolverine, two AAA action-adventure games that have been in the works for ages. Meanwhile, DC is quietly pressing reset after the high-profile disasters of Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad by going back to the charming, accessible, low-poly world of Lego Batman. One studio's chasing the glory of a bygone age, the other is working hard to rebuild faith after their last universe imploded. Both of them are fighting to prove that superhero movies aren't dead.
But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying.
Fatigue is indisputably real by this point, and the only cures available are extinction or evolution.
You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
2026 will be the year that decides the path forward, the make or break moment that could either revitalize comic book media or flush it down the drain. Thanks for watching, everyone. What are you most excited for in 2026? Do you think Doomsday's gonna deliver, or could it be a disaster? Are you excited for Supergirl? Are you really enthused about the last season of The Boys?
Oof, who came up with that?
Leave a comment, let us know, and stay tuned to IGN for all your superhero and comic book media needs.